Yes, you now are live.
Oh. Why do I feel so out of practice on this? I've done this like 20 times.
Overwhelmed.
Corey, I know you look busy over there, but can you tell if Terry and John are on?
I have a phone number on. I don't know whose phone number it is, and 5 other people, none of which are Terry or John.
Read me the last 4 of the phone number.
It is, well, I only have the last 2.
Okay.
47. And you know what? I'm going to say Terry might be on because there's Margaret Minor. He might be using a wife's.
Yes. Can you unmute him and see if you can talk to him? I just want to make sure he can vote.
Terry, can you hear us? I can't unmute you, Terry. You have to do it. I tried to. It says you can't unmute someone else. What? Terry, if you can hear us, ask your wife how to unmute the phone.
I don't know if she's with him.
I could be offended by that, you know, Paul.
47 is John Brem's most likely. Okay. Thank you for letting us know.
We know he's in Colorado. Yeah, but we thought he would be on the phone.
Maybe he doesn't know how to dial in or something.
Well, I was clearly not ready, so I'm grateful for the late start.
Oh, hey. Look at that. There's the check. I forgot. I totally forgot where I put it.
Everything is just working out.
It's a good day. All right, he's not answering, so he might still be hung up with his work over there or something.
Let's get started.
All right. This meeting will come to order. This is the Erda City Council. Wait, hold on. This is Erda City Council meeting held on Thursday, May 5th, 2022. Time is about 7:03. We are in the Tooele County Auditorium located at 47 South Main Street, Tooele, Utah. We are broadcasting this on YouTube and also have attendees on Google Meet. We'll start off with a roll call. Scott Dubay.
Here.
Craig Smith.
Here.
Jess Bird is here. Kel Martin.
Here.
And Terry Minor may join us later. We have 4 and 3 constitutes a quorum, so we will be voting on things tonight. Okay, we'll go ahead and start off with a pledge. I think it's my turn. Repeat after me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, are we ready to approve minutes from 4/28?
I move we approve minutes from 4/28.
Are we skipping public comment?
Oh,
He was, he just did.
yeah, I almost did. We'll table that. The meeting is now open for public comment. Please come and sign your name and tell us who you are and where you're from and what you have to say.
Hey, didn't expect
I knew you wore the tie for something.
Good evening, council. Glad you got a pen here because I forgot mine. Sheriff Wimmer, Tooele County, live in Tooele City. What I being we are your policing agency, we do feel have a sense of obligation to at least give you a little bit of a report on a monthly basis. So I'll take the public comment time to bring it up to you and suggest perhaps you put like a sheriff's report on your agenda, either the first meeting of the month or the second meeting of the month, and then we'll make sure there's a representative, if it's not myself, here to give you a general overview of what's going on as far as crime and what have you in Erda. I don't want to get too detailed in it, and I got a handout that's a general overview that will show that we had 79 calls for service in your jurisdiction, and we wrote 75 citations and made 8 arrests within Erda City within the month of April. And so I don't know if that explains where Councilman Minor is tonight, but we definitely don't feel like we're not there, and this helps us give you evidence of our existence, but on top of that, just a opportunity for you to hit us with some questions. But I don't want anything we say that sparks some questions. We can dig up more information on any specific call that you're interested in hearing more about. But as it is, we typically just give a very high level view of such as some rough numbers. If you have specific questions, you guys have a little bit of everything. We handled a handful of assaults, traffic accidents. Erda's big enough to where, yes, you have a little bit of everything. And so I'll hand these out to you, and just so you get an example, or if there's anything specific you would like on it, we can customize it to whatever you would like to see on a monthly basis.
Thank you.
And so yeah, you're welcome to let that marinate, ask me at another time, or give me a call the next day. If it's something really brief, I'm happy to discuss it in the meeting to the best of my knowledge, because obviously I didn't show up to all 80 of them calls. In fact, I don't know that I made it to one of them, but
Hey.
just wanted to mention that.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
I had a comment just today of a neighbor of mine who said she was glad to see the sheriff cars going by periodically. Because apparently she was worried that nobody was watching over us. She was really happy to see those cars going by and happy to know they're still on.
There's no question that the community of Erda, prior to even being incorporated, represents a fair piece of work for us, and so we're no stranger to Erda, and you have your areas of speeding that roads that are commonly speed issues, and in spite of the incorporation, they have not stopped, and so we've still been addressing them as we always do.
Itself. As soon as we were incorporated, I thought all that would solve itself.
We were hoping, as you look at your sheet, you'll see that some of the more challenging issues was the boys' home, and that will continue to be. And I don't know what the easy solution to that is, but yeah, that continues to be a frequent address we respond to.
So people who live near the boys' home, including myself, what's some precautions we can take? What do we look for?
I think that one of the biggest challenges is people wondering, should we call? Yes, you should. If you see something amiss, if you see one of the boys that looks, or someone that looks like they belong there, not there, call. Because we'd much rather be a call in error or to be nothing than for it to be something. And I also think that in general, know that it is a concern, and so I would not leave anything unlocked. because a fairly frequent occurrence when they do run away is often there's some crimes committed in the process, whether it's stealing someone's property, stealing someone's car, and so it really is something that I think as residents they need to do a little fortifying in order to ensure that they're not the easy target for anyone. You know, and that goes for, I'm that way anywhere. I live in a pretty decent neighborhood, and there's no point during the day you can walk into my house or open my car. And that's just how I was raised, and that's how it is. You're going to give me a warning to get into my house. You're either going to have to kick the door in or knock. And so I would do that if I lived in, beautiful Rush Valley.
Yeah.
Anyway, I didn't mean to take too much time, especially during public comment, but I just wanted to suggest perhaps you put us on the agenda, and if you know which one you want us on, that way I can make sure we have some.
Let's plan on the second meeting of the month.
Okay.
And we really appreciate you being here.
Yeah, you bet. We'll do it. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff.
While we're here, I'd just like to make one comment. I'd really like to tell you how much we appreciate the service the sheriff has given us in the past and has been giving us since we've been incorporated. It's been seamless that you've gone above and beyond, and we get a great service from the sheriff's department.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. Any raised hands online?
No, sir.
If we close public comment.
Second.
Been moved in second. Close public comment. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, back to the meeting minutes. It's been moved and seconded that we,
Only been moved.
it's been
Second.
moved and now seconded by Kel Martin. That we approve these minutes from 4/28. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Okay, first item of business is treasurer report. I don't know if we have Terry yet or if he's even prepared to give a report.
So he left a little bit of a report with me.
Okay, fantastic.
So, we just recently paid John, and got him up to date, but now we owe him for April.
5,000.
And then, for our clerk, one that makes you cry, we owe her for April, or half of April, right? It looks to me like.
She makes me cry tears of joy.
That's what I mean. You said that just before. And those are the only two things we have outstanding right now.
Okay. I have one to add to that. And hopefully we're going to approve that tonight. We've received a $400 invoice from the fire department.
Oh.
Retroactive to the first of the month to start our rent there. So we'll be voting on that tonight. Anything else on the treasurer report?
No, he sent me the latest copy of the budget, but we're not really discussing the budget tonight, are we?
Well, we have on here a resolution to acknowledge a tentative budget. I was going to move that we
Okay.
table that because, gosh, the tentative budget is going to shape the fiscal year 2023, and we haven't had any time or anything to discuss it or
Okay.
discuss specifics, and it seems like things have changed significantly in the last 5 months, and maybe we ought to take a really close look to that. It was John's suggestion that we get this on the agenda as soon as possible, and so if John, if you can hear me, if you can unmute, is there a reason we shouldn't table this and look at it a little bit closer? I know it is just tentative, and so
I haven't seen him yet online, unless he's a phone
It's a
number.
47.
Oh, he is.
Possibly 47.
Can't unmute someone else.
Okay, without more information, is there any reason why we shouldn't table this?
I'll second your motion to table it.
Want me to get copies of this to everybody?
I think he emailed it. I think we have it.
There we go. There we go.
We're considering tabling the tentative budget. Okay. Scott, would you like to present that tentative budget to us?
Okay. I'll do
And we have
that.
all the time in the world. There's no reason why we need to rush through.
Okay, so, okay, let me say this about this tentative budget. It looks feasible to me. It looks like we're gonna be able to stay on budget as we go on through the year.
Can you hit us with the total expenditures and total income? That easily.
Let's see, I'm trying to look for total income. I don't know that we know total income exactly yet, because we're gonna be receiving sales tax revenues through the year.
And they fluctuate.
Yeah.
But
They do.
surely we have a.
Let's see. Well, I'm not following it. But then, I'll tell you this, I'm really glad Terry's on our council, because he understands the way these
He's great.
governments lay out. And I don't. Yeah, I don't. Well, it's got total expenditures, but not income.
We all received it in our email. We all know it has some things that need to be changed,
It looks more or less like what we passed
but it is a tentative.
last time, only for 12 months this time. And it's tentative, and we just are starting the process. Now we get to talk about it and change it. That's fine with me, and I guess by statute, we've got to get this.
Get it done. All right, well, there was a motion and second. What do you want to do with that?
I don't know if it was moved or seconded.
It was. You moved, yes, and Craig seconded.
I moved to table it.
Yep, and it was seconded, so we need to vote on that.
Okay. All right, it's been moved and seconded that we table resolution 2222. All in favor? Any opposed?
Aye.
Aye.
We're all opposed, yeah.
Motion to table fails. Someone like to give us a new motion?
I just discovered something.
Yes, please.
So, there's one little word here that talks about this page being revenues, income, and the other pages are expenses. So, we're expecting, and this comes from property tax, sales tax, business licenses applied for, Class C road funds, this comes from the state. And that gives us a total of $507,734. And we get down to the final expenses by the time you go through all the salaries. We don't have a lot of salaries, but but we do have some, and professional services. We have expenses for public notices, and for professional services. And we have insurance that we have to pay. All of those, Terry has budgeted it right to the dollar. So our total expenses are projected to be very $507,734.
Um, I don't need to disagree. 507,734 fiscal year 2022. I think that was our old budget. Maybe that's what we're talking about. I'm seeing,
Yeah, you want the 2023 budget?
that's what we've got to pass tonight.
I'm sorry, everything goes up. But I'll bet, yep, everything's budgeted to the dollar with all those same expenses I just outlined. So we're expecting revenues of more like 889,105 in the full year next year. And Terry's got every dollar budgeted. 889,105. Yeah.
Well, I move that we adopt resolution 2222 for the tentative budget.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to adopt resolution number 2222, adoption of a tentative budget for 2023. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Okay, let's go right up through to ordinance 22-19. Creating an appeal authority. This is a this is a permanent word. It is a non-temporary ordinance, which will dictate how the city handles an appeal of a land use appeal. It's about 3 pages. Who's in favor of reading through this?
I'll read it if you want. But
You read a lot last time.
never mind.
It's posted online. I don't know that we need to read the whole thing.
I read it. Your email.
The whole thing's been posted online. I don't see us changing or modifying it.
The gist that I got from it is when we have this grants council permission to appoint one person, one member.
So it'll be somebody from the council.
No, it'll be a judge or a land use attorney.
To be determined at the time of the appointment. There are no restrictions that I know of in the state code to dictate who we can choose. Be someone's grandma. I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, we could choose anybody, and this gives us the authority to choose from the deed process. Like how the county chose the boundary commission. Please, John.
Okay then,
Chair will take a motion.
I move we adopt ordinance 22-19, creating an appeal authority.
I second.
Been moved and seconded that we adopt ordinance 22-19, an ordinance of the Erda City Council creating an appeal authority. All in favor say aye.
It's an ordinance. Need a roll call.
Okay, we'll proceed to a roll call vote. Cal Martin,
Aye.
Jess Bird is aye. Craig Smith,
Aye.
Yes.
Dr. Day.
Yes.
Has Terry joined us yet, or is he going to? Okay, we have 4 votes for yes, or aye. All right, moving right along, ordinance 22-21. An ordinance adopting a temporary land use regulation pursuant to Utah Code Section 10-9A-504, adopting Tooele County subdivision ordinances with changes by reference, amending ordinance 22-09 with respect to subdivisions matters. It has been brought to my attention recently today that we may not be able to amend this ordinance 22-09 without the input from the planning commission pursuant to some Tooele code that we adopted. And so, John, we're gonna need your input on this. Craig has the Tooele code in front of him and can maybe give us some more insight on this.
All right, John, I'll read this off to you and then we'll listen to your interpretation. The the council may from time to time amend the number, shape, boundaries, or area of any zone or any regulation within any zone or any other provisions of land use ordinance. Any such amendment shall not be made or become effective unless the same shall have been proposed by or be first submitted to the appropriate planning commission for its recommendation. Does this limit us to where we have to send this back to the planning commission first? Right.
The code he's reading might prevent us from being able to amend any temporary land use ordinance, since we're amending 22-09. We just kind of need clarification on that.
Yeah, it says any provisions of any land use ordinance has to go through the planning commission first.
It doesn't mention temporary. We're looking at Tooele County.
It's
Code.
Tooele County Code, Chapter 3, 7.1. That's part of the problem with doing that is it would slow this process down by about a month. And we know we have people waiting to do some subdivisions that have been waiting for quite a while and are in the middle, basically stuck in the middle of doing a subdivision.
We adopted moratorium at the beginning of the year, because we didn't have any way to handle building permits and all of these land use things. And the plan was always to lift portions of the moratorium when we were ready to be able to handle it. And with temporary zoning in place and a land use authority appointed, I feel like this is the next logical step. I think it's a timely step. I think it will probably speedily bring subdivisions.
All right, John, I'll ask this question this way and hopefully I get the answer I want. Does the state statute say that a temporary land use ordinance does not have to go through a planning commission? And would the state statute not trump any county or city ordinance that we had adopted? I'm fine moving forward with it then.
Okay, then let's proceed to discuss the ordinance, and then we'll go to, if someone is so moved, to make a motion to adopt the ordinance. I've kind of said my piece on it. I think we should go ahead and adopt it unless there's some objection or reason why we shouldn't. I'm comfortable moving forward with subdivisions with the zoning that we have right now, and we've committed to not do any rezoning until the general plan is approved. So again, I think it's timely, and I don't, with this new information, I don't see any reason why we don't vote on it tonight.
I agree. I think this is what our intent was all along, was to set a moratorium until we got things in place where we could allow them to, we have a planning commission in place, and it's time to let them do their job.
Yeah, I think this doesn't take, some people might take this as we're taking away from the planning commission, but in reality, we're giving them more responsibility and allowing them to do their job.
Even in the short term.
Yep,
Good
exactly.
point. Good point.
Sure.
Correct.
Right. Chair moves that we adopt ordinance number 22-21, an ordinance adopting a temporary land use regulation pursuant to Utah Code Section 10-9A-504, adopting Tooele County subdivision ordinances with changes by reference, amending ordinance 22- this is Erda ordinance 22-09 with respect to subdivisions and other related matters.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded that we adopt ordinance number 22-21. Proceed now to a roll call vote. Cale Martin?
Aye.
Jess Bird is aye. Craig?
Aye.
And Scott?
I'm going to recuse myself. I have relatives that are waiting on this. So, lest there be any doubt cast, I'm not going to vote.
Okay. We have 3 votes. Motion carries. Thank you for that, Scott. All right. Any update from the roads department, Scott?
No, nothing new. I think that comment period is ending now for the Mid-Valley Highway. And I don't know the numbers, but I know a lot of people have commented, and I think that's good. So thanks to everybody, wherever you are, for putting in your thoughts. I'm optimistic that they're gonna pay attention to what we say.
believe we do have a announcement for ordinance adoption.
Oh, yeah, the Erda discussion series. It's gonna be May 12th, I believe.
It'll be next Friday, right?
Yep, next Friday.
6 o'clock,
Yep,
right here?
yep,
Okay.
right here. So that'll be
I'm sorry?
13th, Kale.
13th.
I thought it said the 13th.
We want to do this on a Friday, the 13th?
Friday the 13th.
Hadn't thought of that.
I think I'm not superstitious. Okay, yeah, so Anthony Nocella and his team of students will be back and will continue where he left off a couple months ago. We're really looking forward to having him back.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll have him back one more time. This is meant to be a three-night thing, so. Okay, thank you. Economic development, gentlemen.
Yeah, me and Craig met with Mike Winder in Mill Creek. I thought it was very helpful. We got to pick Mike's brain on economic development. He's very knowledgeable about that topic. He showed us plans for their new town square, I guess you could say. And it was unbelievable. I was really impressed with how they planned that town square. It gave me some ideas if we have a town square in the future as to what we can do to encourage business and economic development.
Okay.
It was an interesting conversation. He was the mayor of West Valley City. And it was interesting, some of the parallels West Valley City had with Erda City in forming. They couldn't get a loan because they had a action going to dissolve the city. Some of the same problems that we've had or have, they've had and made it through it. And so it was kind of encouraging that way.
We've also got a meeting Tuesday at 9 with County Councilman Wardle. We're going to discuss economic development.
Okay.
Between the county and Erda City. I guess we should get that on the calendar. Tell Jen.
Yeah, just email Jen. That'd be great.
Awesome.
Thank you. From the IT committee, we have purchased a laptop and a all-in-one laser color printer, which Jen will keep at her house for the time being. And just kind of on that topic, but a little bit off, well, okay, that wraps up. Let's move to office location. We also will be able to not amend the budget. We'll be able to move budget items from this year's budget, to be able to account for a safe and some desks. We're going to talk to the county about getting some desks, but a few small office expenditures to put in our new office, which hopefully will firm up tonight.
Ty had mentioned that the county's got lots of surplus stuff that we could buy.
Awesome.
Okay. Right. I have a lease agreement here. This was posted and basically goes over the things we've been discussing several times in the past. A lease for Erda City to be able to lease the Erda Fire Station for $400 a month. Gives us a room, access to a bathroom, and access to a large room, which can be used in the event that we can't use this room for city council meetings. I do prefer this room because we have the technology here that the county has graciously allowed us to use. Also, for acoustic reasons I don't understand, this room is much less echoey than the fire station, so I'm going to propose that we stay here for a bit longer. I did talk to the new chief, Kevin Nunn, and they will be bringing in internet, and he will be talking to his council, see if we can share that with them. They are bringing in security cameras, and we're gonna need a security camera for our ballot box, because we can't have someone on staff all the time. And so, if possible, I think we'd like to share the internet with them, and we'll probably get our own security camera, and that way we have access to it and everything, so. And he did say it would be okay to put up a mailbox and a ballot box, so. Anyway, I think it's great. I'm gonna be voting that we go ahead and give me the chair approval to sign the lease agreement. Any other comments or discussion?
Been waiting on this a long time.
Yes, we have.
I move we authorize the chair to enter in the lease agreement with the fire department for an office space.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we authorize chair to sign the lease agreement for the Erda Fire Station. Let's do a roll call vote. Scott?
I'm in favor. I vote yes.
Great.
Yes.
Jess is yes. Kale?
Yes.
Okay, that's 4 in approval. Thank you. All right, I can't easily figure out where to sign this, so I'm gonna leave that for later. Council representative reports. Seeing none, general comments.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Thank you, Scott. Thanks for filling that gap. Chair will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded that we adjourn this meeting. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? This is meeting adjourned. Thank you.
Had them all this short.
More on?
Quick. I think that's the fastest.
Couple ordinances, resolution.
Oh, and everybody's not flapping their gums all the time.
If it wasn't for me, it would have been 20 minutes shorter.
Following code and stuff.
I know, yes, very much so.
Scott.
Everything good?
Better than I deserve.
Same.
So did you get a little bit of heads up about what you're gonna talk about Tuesday?
I think we just talked about the time. I haven't got a heads up on it yet. What's
Agricultural proposal.
oh, really?
He's got several things he wants to talk about. Some of them are pretty cool.
No, I look forward to it. I think it's gonna be a good thing.
Can I unplug Corey?
Yes. I saw some battery left.
That?
My battery might be bad, but it's not that bad. You can stay on for a little bit longer. Oh, I need to push connect before you. Huh. Shift control Windows B. Is that on there?
And I can't, is it just this one cord that goes in the box?
Yes. Jess, Control Shift Windows B. Control Shift Windows B. Control Shift Windows B.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, John.